Sees. We'll get started shortly. Hey, look to Duke, welcome back. Welcome back. Just want to make sure that everything is working. Hey, Baronator, welcome back. Guys, I'm having some technical difficulties. I think I might have stepped on my headset and broke it. Can you guys hear me okay? I know the music will turn. I'll go ahead and turn off the music now. Hey, Anissa, welcome back. Can you guys hear me? I'm having some technical Yep, awesome. Cool. Don't need to check that. I'll have to look into that later. I think it's... Oh, I see what the problem is. I see. It's because I have this second screen here and my sound's going to that instead of this. All right. Perfect. That is fine. All right, guys, we're going to get started in about 1 minute. I am sorry that I am late. Still developing the stream. There's a lot of setup between streams, and I'm still getting in the flow of things. But we're here, and of course we will go for 2 hours. We will go for 2 hours every time. All right, we're going to go ahead and start. Luke to Duke, congratulations on entering the Hall of Champions. You'll see your name is down there. And Nisa, welcome back. Baronator, welcome back. Guys, we're going to kick it off with Guess That Balloon. This is how we're going to start every stream for now. It's a lighthearted way to get people in and let people join before we start blowing it up, So, first person to correctly guess what I'm making. We'll get a score. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Welcome back, all returning players. Welcome back. We will probably do one more stream after tonight as well. Remember, I will do a 5-minute break halfway between, and that is the halftime show. One person will, it is not a dog, one person will enter the Hall of Champions this stream. First person to correctly guess what I am making. We're going to play. It is not a butterfly, not a sword, not a dog. It is a swan. That is correct. All right, who was the first person to say swan? It looks like on my screen, Baronator. Baronator, let me go ahead and add you to the chat. Welcome, or let me add you to the scoreboard. Welcome, Baronator, to the scoreboard. Jan 1212, welcome. All right, Baronator, first point earned on this game. All right, guys, you know the rules of the game. What's that balloon? First on the board was Baronator. What's that balloon? First person to correctly guess what I make will get a point on the scoreboard. One person will, it is not a snake, one person will enter the Hall of Champions this stream. This is a fast one, guys. First person to get it will get a point on the scoreboard. Who will get it? Sword is correct. Let me go ahead and add Luke to the scoreboard. Luke to Duke, welcome to the scoreboard. Luke to Duke is our recent induction. He's the one who won the last stream. He's the person who won the last stream and entered the Hall of Champions. Congratulations, Luke to Duke. Looks like Baronator is currently in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions, since I add one person to the Hall of Champions every single stream who's not already on there. I take the highest score off the board of somebody who's not already in the Hall of Champions. Anybody can play. All you have to do is comment. You get one best per comment. You're allowed as many comments as you can. Luke Duke, you said you're trying to break the record. Luke Duke, the high score for one stream from one player is currently 49 points earned in 2 hours. Good luck trying to break the high score. We do play various games throughout the stream. First person to correctly guess what I've made will get a point on the scoreboard. Luke Duke, good luck with the high score. I wish you the best, my friend. Alright, guys. First person to correctly guess what I have made. It is not a butterfly. It is not an axe. It is not a rabbit. That is correct. It is a gun. One more point to... Who said gun first? Luke Duke, you're getting the point for gun. Alright. We're going to play another round of Guess That Balloon, and then we're going to move on to Blurt, a fan favorite requested often by the subscribers. All right, guys, what are we going to make? What are we going to make? First person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. First person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. It is not a log. That is a funny guess. It is not a log. Anybody can play. All you have to do is comment to play. All you have to do is comment to play. Oh, no. Guys, I did break one of the eyes. So this is a one-eyed creation. We're just going to keep going so we move on with the game. It ain't a glizzy. It ain't a glizzy. I can't make a glizzy on this, guys. I even made a glizzy yesterday. All right, guys, first person to correctly guess what I have made will earn a point on the scoreboard. It is a mouse. Mouse is correct. Let me see who said mouse first. I'm going to put it in the chat so you guys see it. Who was the first person to say mouse? First person, it looks like Luke Duke. Luke Duke, congratulations. Let me give you one more point. Luke Duke, I see you are trying to beat the high score. You're doing great. All right, guys, we're going to move on to Blurt. Blurt is a fun game requested by many of the subscribers. This appears to be a fan favorite. Blurt is where I give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct definition for either word will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can't be handed out, and whoever has the most points on the scoreboard at the end of the stream, who's not already on the Hall of Fame, will be, or the Hall of Champions will be introduced. The first definition, the fully grown female of cattle. The fully grown female of cattle. The second definition, a small North American animal that is like a squirrel and has dark stripes on its back. Cow is correct. The second definition repeated. A small North American animal that is like a squirrel and has dark stripes on its back. It is not a skunk. First person to guess correctly will get a point on the scoreboard. I'm going to give 1 point to Luke for cow. 2 people can earn 1 point, or 1 person can earn 2 points with this. It is a chipmunk. It is a chipmunk. Congratulations. The first person on my screen to say chipmunk was Javier Goat God. Nick Michael, you were close, but you came in second. All right, Javier, welcome to the scoreboard. 1.4. Javier, that was a very close one, guys. They came in so close to each other. You said squirrel. Squirrel was not quite correct. We're going to play another round of Blurt. Blurt is where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to give me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Anyone is allowed to play. The first definition, a foam formed by mixing soap with water. The second definition, an extinct flying lizard that lived millions of years ago. Suds is not correct. I'm going to repeat the first definition, a foam formed by mixing soap with water. It is not bubble. The second, pterodactyl is correct for the second one. I will repeat the first definition, a foam formed by mixing soap with water. It is not suds. It is not bubble. Luke, you're going to get the point for pterodactyl on my screen. You were the first person to say it, and I can always confirm with my screen, guys, because we try to make this as fair as possible. All right, guys, I'm going to put some, it is not foam, I'm going to put 10 seconds on the clock so we can keep the game going. 10 seconds after I read the definition one last time. An extinct flying lizard that lived millions of years ago. First person to say it correctly will get a point on the scoreboard. If I do not see the answer in another 5 seconds, I will be closing it. All right, time is out. The answer was lather. The answer was lather. That point goes to nobody. All right, we're gonna play another round of Blurt where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words. And the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition: a small, thin tool for sewing, usually made of polished steel. The second definition: a chewy roll baked in the shape of a ring. Pin is not correct. Needle is correct. The second definition: a chewy roll baked in the shape of a ring. It is not a donut. First person to get it correct. It is not a donut. Anastasia, welcome back. It is a bagel is correct. Bagel is correct. Let me go ahead and look back and see who the first person to say needle was. On my screen, the first person to say needle was Green-Eyed Jigs. Let me go ahead and add Green-Eyed Jigs to the scoreboard. Green-Eyed Jigs, welcome to the scoreboard with 1 point. And Green-Eyed Jigs, it looks like this is your first time entering, getting a point on this game show, which means after this show, I will be adding your name to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. And while I have the scoreboard in my hand, who was the first person? Who was the first person to say bagel on my screen? It looks like it was Ref Wolf 00. Let me go ahead and add Ref Wolf 00. Welcome to the scoreboard. Let me make sure I am spelling it right. Ref Wolf. Oh, that's okay. Oh. And Ref Wolf, it looks like this is the first time you're earning a point on this game show, which means welcome to the Hall of Fame, where once your name enters, it never leaves. All right, we're going to continue on with It's an Honor. Well, welcome to the show, guys. This is where I host the games. You guys play the games. These are 2-hour longs, and whoever gets the most points on the scoreboard who's not already in the Hall of Champions will be added. 1 entrance per stream. All right, guys, we're going to move on to another round of Blurt. This is where I will give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out to the players. The first definition: ornaments that are made to be worn, such as a bracelet, necklace, or ring. The second definition: someone who is held prisoner until certain conditions are met. Jewelry is correct. The second definition: someone who is held prisoner until certain conditions are met. Hostage is correct. All right, let me go back and see who the first person to say jewelry was. The first person to say jewelry on my screen was Javier. Let me give you a point for Javier. And the first person to say hostage on my screen would be CJ Phil. All right, let me go ahead and add CJ Phil. CJ Phil, welcome to the scoreboard. CJ Phil, it looks like this is possibly your first time earning a point on this game show, so welcome to the Hall of Fame, where once your name enters, you never leave. We currently have over 70 people in the Hall of Fame. We are going to play another round of Blurt. Blurt is where I give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition gets a point on the scoreboard. The first definition: the part of the body with which people and animals hear. The second definition: the small circle at the center of a target. The first definition, repeat, ear is correct. 1 point for Javier for ear. Bullseye is correct. That is another point for Javier. Another round of Blurt, where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition: a large, powerful animal of the cat family of Africa and India. The second definition: a hammer with a head that is shaped like a barrel. It is not tiger. Lion is correct. I'm going to have to turn the light up just so that way I can read these. Nobody has the second definition yet. Oh, Mally is close enough. It was mallet. Guys, typos are okay as long as you're close enough. So let me go back and see who is the first person who said lion. Green-eyed Jigs. Green-eyed Jigs, it just looks like you took first place for entering the Hall of Champions tonight, since Luke Duke and Javier are already in the Hall of Champions. They're currently just trying to get the high score of the game, or the high score of one stream, which is currently at 49 points. All right, now, who is the first person to say mallet on my screen? First person to say mallet. Emma IDK said Mally. I see that that was a typo, but typos are okay as long as you guys are close enough. All right, welcome to the scoreboard. Emma IDK. And Emma IDK, it does look like this is your first time earning a point on this stream, which means after the stream, I will be adding your name to the Hall of Fame. Anybody who gets 1 point anytime on this game show can enter the Hall of Fame. But to enter the Hall of Champions, you must get the most points and not already be on there. The most points in one stream. All right, guys, we're going to continue on with another round of Blurt. And guys, just for the people new to this channel, I host many, many different games on this channel. You guys play them. I keep score. Tonight, we have three different games that we are playing. We have 3 different games that we are playing tonight. All right, guys, this is Blurt, where I give you the definition for 2 words. And the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition gets a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition, a short sleep, usually at a time other than one's regular sleeping hours. The second definition, a large machine with a long arm that is used for lifting heavy objects. Nap is correct. I will repeat the second definition, a large machine with a long arm. Crane is correct. Crane is correct. Let me go ahead and go back on see who said nap first. It looks like on my screen, Luke Duke did say nap first. Where are you, Luke Duke? Oh, Luke Duke in the lead for trying to beat the high score. That's cool. Javier, looks like you have some competitions, but as we know, Javier broke the high score last night, and it's currently at 49 points, which is insane. These are 2-hour-long streams, 2 hours on the dot. Crane goes to Baronator. Baronator. Oh, you are on the scoreboard, Baronator. I thought you were. Awesome. All right, guys, we're going to continue on with another round of Blurt, and I want you guys to know real quick, we have a lot of new people, it looks like. This is going to be a fun environment where we try to keep it fun, safe, and fair. Fun, appropriate, and fair. For everybody, we're all here for a good time. Let's continue on. We're going to play Blurt, where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words. The first person to give me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a very large mass of floating ice that has broken off from a glacier. The second definition, a small ornamental metal case for holding a picture or other object. And just so you guys know, you're allowed as many guesses as you like, but only 1 guess per comment. It's easier for me that way. Iceberg is correct. Oh, it's not frame. It's not frame. I will repeat it. A small ornamental metal case for holding a picture or other object. It is not photo box. Frame was obviously, it was a very good guess, but nope. Locket. It is locket. Locket is correct. All right, guys, on my screen, the first person who said iceberg would be Javier. And the first person on my screen to say locket. Who was the first person on my screen to say locket? It looks like it was Anissa. Anissa is back. Welcome back, Anissa. Anissa is on the Hall of Champions. Earned it the other night. Anissa, welcome to the scoreboard. All right, we're going to continue on with another round of Blurt. We're going to continue on with another round of Blurt, and then we're going to switch it up soon. All right, we're going to play Blurt. Blurt is where I will give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to give me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, the planet on which human beings live. The second definition, a weapon consisting of a container filled with a material that can explode. Earth is correct. Bomb is correct. The first person on my screen who said Earth would be Duke to Duke. I was just looking for your name. I'm going to clean up that point a little bit just so I can see it. Give me 1 second. Actually, I have to make sure I can keep track of these well. So I'm going to clean up the scoreboard just a little bit. My apologies. Luke, you are currently at 7 points. And the first person to say bomb on my screen was Baronator. All right, we're going to continue on with another round of Blurt. We're going to continue on with another round of Blurt. Blurt is where we'll give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition: the period of time during which the Earth makes one complete revolution around the sun equal to about 365¼ days. The second definition: a reddish brown or orange coating that forms on iron when it is exposed to air or moisture. Year is correct. Rust is correct. The first person on my screen to say year and rust was Javier. First person to say year and rust was Javier. We're going to play another round of Blurt. This is where I give you guys the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition: a great flow of water onto land that is usually dry. The second definition: a body of water that is smaller than a lake. The first definition repeated: a great flow of water onto land that is usually dry. The second definition: a body of water that is smaller than a lake. Pond is correct. The first definition repeated: a great flow of water onto land that is usually dry. It does not rain. It is flood. A great flow of water onto land that is usually dry. All right, on my screen, the first person who said flood and pond. Let me see. The first person who said pond was Luke to Duke. Let me give the point to Luke to Duke. And the first person who said flood on my screen was Anissa. All right, guys. Perfect. We're going to do a random guess that balloon. The first person to correctly guess what I have created will get a point on the scoreboard. First person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard. It is not a sword, it is not a dog. You may start guessing whenever you would like. It is not a turtle. I am staring right into the light though, so I'm going to turn that down a little bit. First person to correctly guess it is not a cat, it is not grapes. It is a funny answer, but it is not grapes. All right, I'm going to go ahead and draw the face that usually gives it out, although I think I saw the right answer. All right, let me see. Shark is correct. Shark is correct. Shark is correct. Now, let me go ahead and see who was the first person to correctly guess it. Who was the first person to correctly say shark on my screen? Give me 1 second. Ronnie Lee, the prize is if you get the most points on the scoreboard in 1 2-hour stream, your name is entered into the Hall of Champions. If you're not already in the Hall of Champions, 1 point to Javier, 1 point to Javier. We are going to continue on. We're going to do another round of Blurt. We're going to go back to Blurt. I add somebody to the Hall of Champions every single stream. So if you're already on the Hall of Champions and you're on the scoreboard, they're just competing to beat the high score or just hanging out and having fun. Blurt is where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words. The first person to give me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, to close and open one eye quickly. The second definition, to take water out of a boat. I, Bronny Lee, I am streaming daily. It is not blink, actually. To close and open one eye quickly. It is wink. Wink was the correct answer. To take water out of a boat is the next one. Yes, I will be streaming. I will be trying to stream at least every single day, and some days I will be streaming multiple times a day. To take water out of a boat. It is not drain, it is not plug. Let me see if I see the answers. To be honest, and these are the Webster's Dictionary definitions. It is not drain. I'm going to go about 10 seconds on the clock. Nobody has it. If nobody has it. This is a weird one. 10 seconds are on the clock. I'm going to put the answer in the chat when the 10 seconds are done. If nobody has it. And it looks like time is out. It was bail. It was bail. Alexio, welcome back. Oh, and it looks like Luke Duke did say bail right before I typed it in. Let me go ahead and make sure that you were the first person to say it. Let me just go ahead and make sure that you were the first person to say it, and I will hand out the point. All right, Luke Duke, congratulations on your point. Where are you? Where are you? Right there, right there. All right, we're going to continue on to the next. That was very close, man. Right to the buzzer, you got that one. Right to the buzzer. All right, guys, we're going to play another round of Blurt where I will give you the definition for 2 words. And the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition gets a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points are handed out. The first definition, the return each year of the date on which an event happened. The second definition, idle talk or rumors that are often not true. Anniversary is correct. Gossip is correct. All right, Alexio Gaming, what do you have to admit? 1 point to green-eyed jigs. And 1 for saying anniversary, and 1 point to, okay, both points to green-eyed jigs. Both points to green-eyed jigs. Right. Okay, we are going to see. Did I already read that one? Oh, I did. We're going to read one more, and then we're going to play Battleship. Also another fan favorite. Blurt. I will give you guys the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition gets a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, the planet of our solar system that is farthest away from the sun. The second definition, in the Middle Ages, a person whose job was to entertain and amuse a ruler or lord. Pluto is correct. I understand that can be controversial, but I don't know when this game came out. Jester is correct. Point to green-eyed jig. Point to green-eyed jig. All right, and the first person to say Jester was also green-eyed jigs. All right, congratulations, green-eyed jigs. It looks like you're in the lead currently for entering the Hall of Champions. However, we're very early in on the stream, and I've seen people with more points than you getting overtaken by somebody just joining. So be careful. Do not relax. It is not time to relax. All right, guys. Do not start guessing yet, because I want to make it fair. We are going to play Battleship. Okay, give me 1 second. We are going to play Battleship. Do not start guessing yet. Battleship. If you guys look at if you look down here, I have a grid to show you guys. I have a bunch of ships hidden on my Battleship, and the grid looks like this. It is a 10 by 10 grid. The columns are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The letters are A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. If you guys must pair a letter with a number, for example, you could say A1 or J10. You are allowed as many guesses as you would like. However, you're only allowed one guess per comment. You are trying. The first person to hit that part of the ship will get a point. Begin. Oh, I gotta put 30 seconds on the clock. You must pair a letter, a valid letter with a valid number. The letters are A through J. The numbers are 1 through 10. Time is up. I am only accepting the answers that are above when I said done. I'm only accepting the answers from above when I said done. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and read off the answers. Only the first person to hit that part of the ship will get a point. All right. Good luck, everybody. We're going to see who, if anybody, gets a point. A5. Hit. We have our first hit on Battleship with our very first guess. Who said A5? That would be Javier. Continuing on. E. Oh, wait, A5. Oh, I'm so sorry. A5 was Anissa. You both just said A5. I am very sorry. I have to take Javier's point away. Very sorry about that. I do want to be as fair as I can, so I am sorry about that mistake. Anissa actually got A5. Anissa got A5. A1. Hit. Luke to Duke with the point. A5 hit, but it was already a hit. I'm sorry, that's the one I mistook. E5 miss. G7 miss. E5 miss. B1 miss. B5 miss. E10 miss. F7 miss. C1 miss. G4 hit. We have another hit. All right, who said G4? That would be Random Things. Let me go ahead and add Random Things to the scoreboard real quick. Random Things, welcome to the scoreboard. Give me 1 second. And Random Things, it looks like this is your first time getting a point on this game show. Congratulations. After the stream, I will add your name to the Hall of Fame, where once you enter, you never leave. We're going to get right back to reading off the hits. F7, miss. J6, miss. G3, miss. D1, miss. E9, miss. J4, miss. E5, miss. J5, miss. D6, hit. D6 is a hit. That is by CJ Phil. 1 point for CJ Phil. Continuing on. E1, miss. D6, hit, but it was already a hit. Hey, welcome back, Anastasia. J8, miss. A5, hit, but it was already a hit. F1, miss. A10, miss. A10 again, miss. B6, miss. E3, miss. G1, miss. D9, miss. B3, miss. D8, Miss. G7. Miss. H1. Hit. We have another hit. That will be 1 point for Luke to Duke. D10. Hit. We have another hit. That is a point for Anissa. B2. Hit. B2 is a hit, and that is Ref Wolf. You're getting the point. Continuing on. F7. Miss. A9. Miss. C6. Miss. I1. Miss. C4. Miss. E3. Miss. J1. Hit. J1 is a hit. That is another point for Luke to Duke. There, I have the point on the scoreboard, and then we will continue. J10. Miss. B3. Miss. A1. Hit, but it was already a hit. A2. Hit and sunk. You guys have sunk one of the ships. There's nothing extra rewarded for a sink. I just let you guys know. That is another point for Luke to Duke. Only one more answer will be read. And then I had said done in the comments. I only read them above when I said done. J10. Miss. Alright, guys. That was Battleship. I will have you know, the Battleship board stays the same throughout the stream, but between streams, I completely change it and start it over. And I will be giving probably only 25 seconds next time since we have so many players. Since we have so many players, I will have to shorten the time. Alright, guys, we are going to continue. Be stronger than excuses. Welcome back. All right, guys. Let me see how we're doing on time, because we do take we'll be taking a 5-minute break in a little less than 20 minutes. That is the halftime break. All right, guys, carrying on. We're going to play a round of Blurt. Blurt is where I give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a large, round rock. The second definition, a young horse, especially a male. Boulder is correct. The second definition, a young horse, especially a male. This was actually on here the other day. It's just written twice on the cards in the game. That's interesting. Alexio, my name is Shannon. But I'm going to focus back on the game. Colt is correct. So that information is findable on my channel, so I am okay saying it. All right, the first person on my screen to say Boulder was Javier, and the first person on my screen to say Colt was also Javier. 2 points for Javier. We're going to play another round of Blurt, where I will give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition gets a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, the 25th letter of the English alphabet. The second definition, a folding framework covered with fabric and used for protection from rain or sun. Y is correct. I forgot, I do need to turn this up so I can read these. It is not Z, it is Y. Second definition, a folding framework covered with fabric and used for protection from rain or sun. Umbrella is correct. First person on my screen to say umbrella was Luke to Duke. First person on my screen to say Y was also Luke to Duke. 2 points to Luke to Duke. And guys, you can, when I read both definitions, you can give me the answer to either one. So if you don't know the first one, you can go right to the second one. You can give me the definition for either one. All right, we are going to continue. Making sure I read both sides. Oh, wait, hold on. We have a discrepancy in the chat. Hold on. Emma We have a discrepancy in the chat. Give me 1 second. Emma said you said it. And Bronny said you both said it before. Why? You both said why first. Give me 1 second. All right, guys. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to show you guys my chat live. So here's what happens with the internet. It sometimes can be difficult. If all of you guys said it near the same time on your screen, it will say that you said it first. However, we need some system for tie breaking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my chat, and we're going to go off of my chat for the tie break. So let me go ahead and show you guys. I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in to make it bigger. I will show you guys my chat. I know it can be a little bit unfair with the internet, but here we go. Here is the chat. Let me make sure it's actually up here. Okay, here is the chat. If we scroll down, Luke Duke was the first person to say why, followed by Bronny, followed by Emma, IDK. All right, guys, we're just using my chat as a tiebreaker. I know the internet is not always the most fair, but we do have to have some way to do it. We're going to continue on. We're going to continue on. Hey, Maria, welcome back. I did get a new setup. Alexia, you can just put your comments in there. I'm going to continue on the games. I'm going to continue with the game so that way it's fair for everybody because we only have 2 hours to introduce the new Hall of Champion, and I want to keep it fair to everyone. Hey, Christina. So we're going to play another round of Blurt. This is where I will give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. Trump killed Epstein. Welcome back. The first definition, a machine that automatically solves arithmetic problems. The second definition, a drug used to reduce fever and ease pain. Okay, have you guys know I do read every single comment to make sure that I don't miss a point. Calculator is correct. The second one is a drug used to reduce fever and ease pain. It is not Tylenol. It is close. A drug used to reduce fever and ease pain. Aspirin is correct. The first person on my screen who said calculator was Luke Duke. There you are. And the first person on my screen to say aspirin was Trump killed Epstein. Trump killed Epstein. Let me go ahead and add you to the scoreboard. Welcome back, Trump killed Epstein, and welcome to the scoreboard. Guys, I will have the Hall of Famers shown like the Hall of Champions. I just had some technical difficulties, and there's unfortunately a text limit for that scrolling thing, so I'm looking for another one. But we're going to continue on, and welcome back, everybody. I have a lot of normal players who just joined. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Trump killed Epstein. I remember you came in the other day, and you were on fire, and then you had to leave. Let's see who will enter the Hall of Champions tonight. We're about a quarter way through the stream. Luke Duke, you have 16 points with Javier. Javier has 10. Baronator, 3. Green-Eyed Jigs, 6. Ref Wolf, 2. CJ Phil, 2. Emma, I don't know, 1. Anissa, 4. Random Things, 1. And Trump, 1. We're going to continue on with Blurt. Blurt is where... Hey, Alexio, that's awesome, man. I appreciate the comment. I'm trying to make this a fun environment for everyone. This environment is where guys, this show is where I host the games and you guys play them. And my three big concepts for this game show is I want to keep it fun, appropriate, and fair for everybody involved. I appreciate the comment, Alexio. I want to keep this fun, appropriate, and fair for everybody involved. That's why I had to set up the scoreboard for you guys just to be able to break things. That's really heartwarming, Alexio. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. I'm glad you guys are having fun. We're going to move back on to Blurt, guys. We're going to move back on to Blurt. This is where I will give you the definition for 2 words. And the first person to tell me the word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, an imaginary monster that looks like a giant lizard with wings and claws. The second definition, something that is asked. Dragon is correct. Question is correct. Christina, first game and your anxiety is already kicking in again. I know, I'm sorry. I know this game can sometimes be fast. That was funny. Brawny Lee, the first person to say dragon on my screen was Brawny Lee. Let me go ahead and add Brawny Lee. Brawny, I remember you popping in on the last stream, but I don't know if you stayed. Welcome, first of all, welcome to the scoreboard. I do not know if you stayed long enough to get a point. I was pretty sure somebody named Brawny hopped in on the last stream. So after this stream, I will have to check and see if you were already in the Hall of Fame. If you were not, I, of course, must give you the celebratory welcome to the Hall of Fame. And once you enter, you never leave. And I do have a document with everybody written down. And so that way I can search it up, see if you're already in there, add you if you're not. And it will be displayed one day. I just unfortunately had a technical difficulty with the text being too long. Okay, so I gave the point to Brawny Lee for Dragon. Let me see who said question first. Who said question first on my screen? Javier said question first. All right, guys. Oh, you said 2 for 1. Did you get it? Did I miss it? Nope, it was Javier on my screen, and I can always pull up my screen as well. I see a lot of you guys said it right at the same time, but on my screen it was Javier. We're going to continue on with Blurt. Oh, Blurt is where I give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a seed or dry fruit with a hard outer shell. The second definition, a woman who becomes a member of a church order. The first definition repeated. Nut is correct. None is correct. I'm glad there was no typos. That would have been very difficult this time because they were very close in words. That was a close one. The first person on my screen who said nut was Emma IDK. There you are. I thought you were on here. And the first person to say none was Baronator. All right, guys, we're going to continue on with another round of Blurt. Actually, before we do that, we're going to do a quick name, Guess That Balloon, because I really like Guess That Balloon, and some of you guys like it, some of you don't, so I've been phasing it out a little bit and doing it a little bit less, because I do understand that not everybody likes that, but there are a lot of people who do like it, so I throw it in because I also like it. First person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point on the scoreboard, and it's already almost done. One eye did pop. Very sorry about that. Pretend there is 2 eyes right there. It's a very small one. It's a very fast one. It is Snake. The first person to say Snake on my screen was Alexio Gaming. Alexio Gaming, congratulations for your point, and thank you for your very nice comment as well. That does mean a lot to me. I like that you are liking the stream. All right, welcome to the scoreboard, Alexio Gaming. Alexio Gaming, I do remember you from the other day. And I am pretty sure that you are already in the Hall of Fame. I do always double check with that. But just in case you weren't, welcome. But I'm pretty sure you were already inducted into the Hall of Fame. Continuing on with another round of Blurt. Continuing on. Hey, Crushed Gaming, welcome back. There's a lot of people with gaming in their username, so sometimes it is hard to keep track of. That's why I have documents keeping track of all this for me. I know you're not new here, but sometimes it takes a few streams for somebody to get their first point, so I just always have to double check. Back to Blurt, guys. This is where I'll give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a sweet, dried grape. The second definition, a heavenly body that orbits the earth and reflects the sun's light. Raisin is correct. Just so you guys know, moon is correct. Just so you guys know, I do write your name down here, and after the stream, the reason I take an hour before streams is because I have to update both the Hall of Champions and the Hall of Fame, and so I check every single name on here, type it in my document, see if it's already in there. And if it's not, I add you. Of course, I recognize a lot of the regulars as well. But I do make sure you guys are there. You're also numbered from when you enter as well. All right, the first person to say Raisin was Trump. Kill you. We're going to be a little bit more appropriate. I might just not read your whole name. Sorry about that. But I still have it written down. I got to make sure your points are legible. All right. Where was the card? All right. Moon. Who's the first person to say Moon? That would be Trump again. All right. Guys, inappropriate names. They are what they are. I will still write them down. Just be appropriate with your comments and stuff. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. As long as you guys are appropriate with each other and your comments, that's fine. Typos are also okay. Nick Michael, typos are okay. I am lenient in this game. I just want to be fair. All right, guys, we are going to continue on with another round of Blurt. This is where I give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition gets a point on the board. Up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition, a unit of length equal to 5,280 feet or 1,609.34 meters. The second definition, a large area of ocean or sea that is partly enclosed by land. Mile is correct. Second definition, a large area of ocean or sea that is partly enclosed by land. It is not a bay. It is not a lake. It is not an island. It is a gulf. It is a gulf. Congratulations. Let me see who got those points first. First person on my screen to say mile would be Javier. Congratulations, Javier, for your point. And first person on my screen to say golf, I think was also, I'm just going to check. I just like to be fair. Also, Javier. Congratulations, Javier. We've got a couple more minutes, guys, until we take the halftime show break, which is a 5-minute break. That is the official halftime marker of the game show. We're going to continue on. We've got a couple minutes before we start that, but we're going to continue on. All right, guys, we're going to do a quick one of Guess That Balloon. We're going to do a quick Guess That Balloon. First person to correctly guess what I'm making will get a point on the scoreboard. Okay, that balloon just flew somewhere around here. I have no idea where that just went. Thank you, Alexio. All right, guys, we're just going to play the game. We got a couple minutes, we're going to go on break. But remember, be appropriate. Be appropriate. Be appropriate is all I ask. First person to correctly guess what I have made. You just gotta be close enough. It is not a dog. It is not a flower. It is not a pig. It is not an elephant. It is a gun. That is correct. It was a gun. Who was the first person to say gun? I would have also accepted laser gun as well. Luke the Duke, it looks like you're the first person who said gun. Where are you, Luke the Duke? Good job, and I will read this. I'll start reading scores before I go on break or after I get back. We're going to continue. How much time do we have? All right, we're going to play one more round of Blurt, and then we're going to take our halftime break. Blurt is where I give you the definition for 2 points. The first person to give me the correct. Oh, I'm sorry. Blurt is where I give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to give me the correct word for either definition gets a point on the scoreboard. Up to 2 points can be handed out. The first definition, a baked food made of a flat crust covered with tomatoes, cheese, sausage, and other foods. The second definition, a long, pointed tooth. Pizza is correct. Fang is correct. K9 is a good guess, but Fang was correct on my screen. The first person who said pizza was Baronator. And the first person who said Fang was Javier. All right, guys, the stream is about halfway over, and I will be doing at least one more stream tonight, about an hour after this stream ends. I will be doing at least one more stream tonight. For now, we are going to take a 5-minute break. The break officially starts when I play the gong, and it is officially over when you guys hear the air horn. So we're going to go ahead and do a 5-minute break, and I do keep a timer on me so you guys know that I will be back in 5 minutes, and the break officially starts now. And as long as the sign is still up, the break is still going. 5-minute break, and then we are going to continue on. I know we're on break, but I'm going to go ahead and read the scores as I said I would. Luke Duke, you are at 12, Baronator 5, Javier 14, Green-Eyed Jigs 6, Ref Wolf 2, CJ Phil 2, Emma IDK 2, Anissa 4, Random Things 1, Trump 3, Bronny Lee 1, Alexio Gaming 1. I'm going to go ahead and take my break. We have about 4.5 minutes left. still have a few. Oh, no, we do not. That's perfect timing. 5 minutes. That was perfect timing. We're going to give a few more seconds to let people come back. We're going to give a few more seconds to let people come back. And we always start the stream in the break with Guess That Balloon. Just to let people come back from the break and people to join the stream. Luke the Duke, thank you for your comment. I appreciate that. Hey, what's your question, Alexio? We'll get right back to the game in a minute, guys. I'm just going to catch up with you guys. Insert Jeopardy waiting music. I like that. Anissa, have a great night. Ref Wolf, have a great night. I hope to see you again. Oh, Lexio, you can call me Shannon. Don't know if you calling me Dak would be appropriate because it would lead to inappropriate comments from users, and we're just going to keep this friendly and appropriate for everybody joining. Although I'll have you know, your guys' comments are very special to me because I did grow up without a dad, and so if anybody's out there struggling with that, I am sorry. I know that can be hard, but I promise it'll make you into a great person if you let it. Make you into a great person if you let it. All right. We're going to continue on with Guess That Balloon. This is where I will make a balloon, and you guys will tell me, the first person to tell me correctly what I am making. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. Uh-oh, I ripped it, and I do not think I'm going to be able to recover this. I didn't think so. All right, we're going to do a couple. It is not about, so we're going to do a couple Guess That Balloons, and then we're going to move on. Hey, don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel awkward. It's okay. You guys are allowed to ask questions, and I can either answer them or not. Questions are valid. Besides, how do you grow in life if you don't ask questions, you know? All right, guys, first person to correctly guess what I have made. It is a dog. It is a dog. Green-Eyed Jigs is the first person to correctly guess it. All right, guys, we're going to do one more. Guess That Balloon, and then we're going to move on to another name. I think his name is Luke the Duke. All right, we're going to make one more, and then we're going to... One more, and then we're going to move back on to Blurt, a fan favorite by many of the subscribers. Continuing on. This design can always be a little tricky. One of my favorites that I learned a few years ago. I was really excited when I got back into balloon art to relearn this design. It's one of the most unique ones I have seen. Pretty realistic too, compared to some of the things that are made on this channel. Hey, Alexio Gaming, why don't you just focus on the game then? Why don't you just focus on the game? We will all move forward together. Just focus on the game. Get some points on the scoreboard. The easiest way to move past something is just move past it. First person to correctly guess. What is that? A monkey? Is that a giraffe? First person to correctly guess what I have made will get a point. Hey, that's okay, Alexio. That's okay. But some people are trying to play. So, some people may sit and talk. Some people may play, and that is okay. Yeah, motorcycle is correct. Hey, Emma, it has been longer than 5 minutes, but we've been playing for a couple. First person to say bike, motorbike, or motorcycle on mine will get the point, and the point looks like it goes. Oh, there's a lot of guesses that go pretty far back. Give me a second. Let me make sure I have this right. Javier, where are you on the board? All right, guys, we're going to play another round of Blurt. We're going to get back to, we're going to get back to Blurt. Actually, I forgot, I did not finish this card. So we're going to go ahead and do this card for Blurt. This is where I give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to give me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a smooth surface that shows the image of an object placed in front of it. The second definition, a short or temporary stop in fighting agreed to by the opposing sides. Have a good one. I hope it is not a ceasefire, but that is close. I hope to see you back another day, guys. We're going to continue on. Truce is correct. Mirror is correct. First person to say mirror. Green-eyed Jigs. Where are you, Green-eyed Jigs? Where are you, Green-eyed Jigs? Giving you a lot of points, haven't I? There you are. All right, and the first person who said truce on my screen was Javier. All right, guys, we're going to continue on with another round of Blurt. This is where I give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a U-shaped piece of iron fitted and nailed to a horse's hoof. The second definition, a place where grapes are grown. I will. A U-shaped piece of iron fitted and nailed to a horse's hoof. Horseshoe is correct. Vineyard is correct. Luke, I will go back and make sure that I did give the correct point. Real quick, I am going to... I'm kind of torn right here because Green-eyed Jigs, you said hot shot. I don't know if that was an autocorrect, but I'm going to have to, that's so far off of horseshoe that I'm going to give it to Barinator. I'm going to give it to Bear. That's a tricky one because I really do feel like your thing just autocorrected there. I do feel like your thing just autocorrected because that's not even close to anything. So I'm actually going to go ahead and give it to you because I feel like your phone autocorrected. So I'm going to go ahead and give it to Green-eyed Jigs there. Just because I could definitely see how autocorrect could do that, and I do try to be fair, and you guys might want to turn off autocorrect for this, because typos are okay. If you guys are too far off, I will not give it. Green-eyed Jigs also got Vineyard. All right, Luke Duke, which one did you think you said first? Which one did you think you said first? Give it to Bear. All right, you know what? We'll be fair, and I will give it to Bear. I will go ahead and give it to Bear. I just have to rewrite your first. I appreciate that. That one, it can be a little bit confusing. All right, we're going to continue. Remember, guys, we are going off of my chat for first. Brawny said, you said it before Bear. All right, guys, I will show you it again. I will show you guys again because we do get a lot of regulars on this show, and you guys will learn to trust me, and I will show you literally anytime you guys want. But the more you trust me, the more we can do this. But I will show you every single time you guys ask. I will show you that we just use my screen for who said it first. It's just the internet is a little bit weird. The internet is a little bit weird. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my screen. And as you can see, Baronator with Horseshoe, Luke the Duke with Horseshoe, and then Brawny Lee with Horseshoe. And nobody said it up here. Now, yes, I did see Green Eyed said Hot Shot, but he said give the points to Baronator because that is a weirdly off autocorrect. As you guys can see, that is the first time it was said, and we just used my screen. This is top chat. I'll go to live chat. It keeps correcting. It's the same thing. The only difference is it filters out spam. But I will go back and show you guys again. Horseshoe from Baronator, Luke the Duke for and then Brawny. Guys, I have been making games for about 7 years, and one of my absolute things I treasure is to be fair. All right, guys, and I did not make these games that you see on the chat. Some of the games I've made you guys will see on the chat, but I did not make these ones. These ones I just bought at the thrift store. I also bought 5 more games today that I will be trying out on the channel. All right, we're going to continue on with Blurt, where I give you guys the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition gets a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, to look with the eyes half closed. The second definition, a sharp metal piece worn on the heel of the boot. Awesome, Brawny. I'm glad you're subscribed because I want you guys to come back and play many of the games. Squint is correct. Spur is correct. Hey, Trash Kitty, welcome back. Yes, I did buy 5 more games that I'll be trying out on stream, and I do apologize if I try one out and it doesn't work. This is always going to be in development. I'm going to always try to add new ones every week. So I started last week with 5, ended up taking 2 of them off because they didn't work well on stream. So we're always going to be trial and error. All right, first person to say squint, not squirt, my bad. Squint would be Brawny Lee, and the first person who said spur would be Green-Eyed Jigs. Green-Eyed Jigs. All right, I do a firework for every new sub. For now, if I'm getting a new sub all the time, I might have to stop the firework because that might get annoying for you guys. I like the celebration, though. We're going to continue on with another round of Blurt, where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition gets a point on the scoreboard. 2 points can be handed out. The first definition, the 6th letter of the English alphabet. The second definition, one of a pair of long, thin feelers on the head of an animal. F is correct. I will repeat the second definition. One of a pair of long, thin feelers on the head of an animal. Oh, antenna is correct. Antenna is correct. The first person on my screen who said F. Hey, Med Musins, welcome. All you got to do is keep playing. We're actually going to move on to Battleship right after this. Don't start guessing yet. We are changing the rules slightly on that one. Don't start guessing yet. But that is the rule that's changed. It's just don't start guessing yet. Javier. 1 point. Almost did the wrong marker. I realized I was doing a lot of different colored markers at first, but then I was ruining my markers when I was doing the slashes, so I had to stop doing that. First person to say antenna on my screen was Green-Eyed Jigs. Where are you at, Green-Eyed Jigs? Just so you guys know, Luke the Duke, you are at 17, but you're actually already on the Hall of Champions. So it looks like Green-Eyed Jigs with 11 points is in the lead for entering the Hall of Champions. Stream is not over yet. Followed by Baronator with 6, and then Trump with 3. Now, a bunch of people at 2 and 1. All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and we're going to do a round of Battleship. Let me see how much time we have. We still have 40 minutes. We're going to do a round of Battleship. Do not start guessing it. You guys can start guessing when you hear the bell or the ding, ding, ding. This is how Battleship works, guys. This is how Battleship works. I have a bunch of ships hidden on my Battleship board. You guys have to guess where it is hidden. You are allowed 1 guess per comment, as many comments as you would like. My ships are hidden on a 10 by 10 grid. The columns are numbered from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The rows are lettered from top to bottom. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. You must pair a letter with a number. For example, you could say A1 or you could say J10. The first person to hit that part of the ship will get a point. Begin. There are still many points that can be handed out. I am only accepting answers above when I said done and when I hit the buzzer. But you can keep guessing. Many points can be handed out this round. Many, many points. And this is also what the grid looks like down here, just so you guys know. Done. Time is up. Time is up. We are going to continue on with Battleship, where I'm going to read the answers. The first person to hit that part of the ship will get a point. The first person to hit that is a lot of answers. I'm going to have to start reducing the amount of time I allow you guys to do that, to guess, just when we have a lot of players. Just when we have a lot of players. And I do show the Battleship at the end. It is the same during one stream. I reset it between streams. Continuing on. A6. Hit. We have our first hit. That point is going to go to Luke-de-Duke. Where are you on here, Luke-de-Duke? There you are. B4, miss. E5, miss. A7, miss. E10, miss. B5, miss. A4, hit and sunk. Hit and sunk. There's no extra points for sinking. I just let you guys know who got that point. It looks like Hasbur. Tor, I have no clue. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm going to just say Hasbur. Hasbur, welcome to the scoreboard. Give me 1 second. I do have to add Hasbur to the scoreboard. With you, I also have to add your point. All right, and it looks like Hasbur, this is your first time getting a point on this show. Congratulations, I will add your name to the Hall of Fame after this stream, where once you enter, you never leave. Continuing on, we have I1 is a miss, B7 miss, E8 miss, C7 miss, B6 miss, A7 miss, G6 hit. We have G6 is a hit. That is 1.2. Bronny Lee. Bronny Lee. Where are you, Bronny? There we go. Am I marking? Okay. Hey, we have a technical difficulty real quick. Let me make sure that this marker is working. Sorry about that. Alright, going back to the game. Alright, B5, miss, E7, miss, H8, hit. We have a hit. That would be random things. Random things, another point for random things. D7 hit. D7 hit. I have to start using a different marker, guys. This one's starting to go out. Give me 1 second here. Go ahead and use this one. All right. Random things with the H8 that got a hit, and I did give you your point, but I'm going to make that a little bit more easy for me to see. Perfect. Continuing on. D7 is a hit, but it was already a hit. G8 G8 is a hit. One more point for Emma. Hey, Emma, where are you? Right there. Let me go ahead and give you your point. Continuing on. C5, miss. E6, miss. E7, miss. A4, hit, but it was already a hit. A7, miss. A8, miss. F7, miss. E5, miss. E9, miss. G7, miss. D6, hit, but it was already a hit. D5, hit. That point is going to go to Luke to Duke. I'm going to give you your point, Luke to Duke. Where are you up here? Continuing on. E4, miss. H7, miss. D10, hit, but it was already a hit. D3, hit. We got another hit. We have another hit. Who said D3? That would be Bronny. Where are you, Bronny, on the scoreboard? You are right down there. Continuing on. D1, miss. I7, miss. B2, hit, but it was already a hit. C7, miss. A5, hit, but it was already a hit. A9, miss. C3, miss. H2, hit. We have another hit. We have another hit. H2 is another hit. Who said that? That would be another point for Ronnie. Continuing on. J7, miss. J7, miss again. C2, hit. Who said C2? Another point for Luke to Duke. Another point for Luke to Duke. Where are you? Right there. Right there. G5. Hit and sunk. There's nothing extra reward for a sink. I just let you guys know. That would be another point for Javier. D2, hit. D2 is a hit. Another point for Luke to Duke. J7, miss. C4, miss. E10, miss. E2, hit. We have another hit. Another point for Baronator. H9, miss. E2, hit, but it was already a hit. H3, hit and sunk. Hey, Trash Kitty. Welcome to the scoreboard, Trash Kitty. And of course, I remember you. You're already in the Hall of Fame. Let me add Trash Kitty. Let me go ahead and give you your point. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh. Welcome to the scoreboard, Trash Kitty. Continuing on. Only a couple left to read. F3, miss. A10, miss. F10, miss. And that concludes Battleship 4 right now. Alright. There you go, Trash Kitty. Guys, oh my god. I didn't even realize that marker was green. Oh, that is okay. That is... That's not what color I thought. That's okay. Give me 1 second. I have been ruining my markers at a very rapid pace by when I do the tally mark. I've been ruining them when I do the tally mark, and I'm mixing a bunch of markers together. I'm going to clean up the scoreboard real quick. I'm going to clean up this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me get the tally. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. All right. Closer, get that one there. Just cleaning up the scoreboard. Something is easier for me and more fluid. All right, we're going to continue on. You are green. I thought that was blue, but that is okay. Hey, Stephen Cameron, welcome back. All right, guys, we're going to play another round of Blurt. Blurt is where I give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a quick flash of light made by electricity. The second definition, a male goose. It is not a flash. It is not a shock. A quick flash of light made by electricity. Not lightning. Not shock. The second definition was a male goose. The first definition, a quick flash of light made by electricity. Wow, that just went up my nose. Gander was correct. Wow. A quick flash of light made by electricity. In the last couple days, I've gotten some of that in my eye. I've gotten some of it in my nose. I do not see the correct word. I would say shock is the closest. There's a hint. Shock is the closest. A quick flash of light made by electricity. Spark is correct. Spark is correct. First person on my screen who said gander was Trash Kitty. Another point for Trash Kitty, coming in good, coming in strong. And the first person on my screen who said spark was, looks like Brawny. Another point for Brawny. Real quick, I'm going to read the points before we continue since we are nearing the end, but we still have quite a bit of time. Javier at 18. Baronator at 7. Luke Duke at 20. Green Eye Jigs at 11. Ref Wolf at 2. CJ Phil at 2. MIDK at 3. Anissa at 4. Random Things at 2. Trump at 3. Brawny at 6. Alexio at 1. And Hasbro at 1. Since Javier and Luke Duke are already in the Hall of Champions, that means Green Eye Jig has the most points for entering, currently at 11, with your biggest competitor right now being Baronator at 7 and Brawny Lee at 6. We're going to continue on. All right, guys, we're going to play another round of Blurt where I will give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a toy that spins on a point. The second definition, the place where one was born or raised. Stop is correct. The place where one was born or raised. Birthplace, womb, and hospital are incorrect. The place where one was born or raised. Hometown is close, but not correct. Home is correct. All right, the first person on my screen to say top was Luke Duke. And the first person to say home, Javier, you were very close with hometown, but hometown and home are different enough to where I think I'm not going to accept it. So I'm going to give it to Luke Duke for home. I think that is fair. I'm sorry if it isn't, because I know I've been lenient. Okay, cool. I think that is fair. They are different enough. Moving on to another round of Blurt, where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person who gives me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, the sport of fighting with long, slender swords. The second definition, a U-shaped metal or wire fastener. Fencing is correct. A U-shaped metal or wire fastener. It's not a chain. It's not a zipper. This one's actually shocking me. I'm not going to lie. A U-shaped metal or wire fastener. It's not a clip. I'm going to give the point to Luke to Duke for fencing. What you guys think of a U-shaped metal or wire fastener? If you guys know, it is very small. It is not a tie. It is a common office supply. It is not a U-bolt. It is extremely small. In fact, I think it is smaller than every single thing you guys have said. It's smaller than every single thing you guys have said. A U-shaped metal or wire fastener. It is a staple was correct, Brawny. It was a staple. You're going to go ahead and get the point. Another round of Blurt. Another round of Blurt. Oops. This is where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words. First person will tell me the correct word for you. The definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a leather case for holding a pistol, usually worn on a belt. The second definition, a woman who is about to be married or who has just been married. Holster is correct. A woman who is about to be married or who has just been married. Bride is correct. 1 point for Javier for bride, and another point to Javier for holster. 2 points for Javier. Oh, Javier, you're at 20. Luke the Duke, you are at 23. Green Eye Jigs, you're at 11. Still in the lead for first. We're going to do another round of Blurt. Blurt is where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words. First person to tell me the correct word for either definition. Either definition. We'll get a point on the scoreboard. First definition, a fabric or leather bag made to be worn on the back and used to carry equipment on a hike or march. The second definition, the den or home of a wild animal. It is not backpack. A fabric or leather bag made to be worn on the back and used to carry equipment on a hike or march. The den or home of a wild animal is not cave. It is not pouch. Not duffel bag. It is not satchel. Ooh, this is a tough one. Nobody has either yet. Ooh, it is not rucksack. Ah, this is a weird one. Rucksack is close. It is not nest. It is not den. Trash Kitty, your internet just might be lagging behind a little bit. I know sometimes it does happen. Wow, nobody has either yet. This might be the first time. All right, Barinator, I'm going to give it to you. You're close enough. When you said knapsack, it is knapsack. You are close enough. The second one is the den or home of a wild animal. It's not a burrow. I'm actually going to make sure that nobody said it. It's not den, not cavern, not nest, not cave. We'll go ahead and give Barinator the point for knapsack. And then I think I'm going to put a couple seconds on the clock. And we're going to move on. I'm going to erase your green point and replace it with the pink point so I stop ruining my markers. A few more seconds. Layer is correct. Layer is correct. That was a tricky one. All right, layer is correct. I'm going to make sure you're the first one to say it. I should have done that before we gave the point. You are the first one to say it. Good stuff. All right, guys, we're going to do a flash round of Guess That Balloon, where the first, that was tricky. I will admit that one was tricky. First person to correctly guess what I am making will get a point. Will get a point on the scoreboard. It's not a gun, it's not a sword. Oh, oh. It's not a goat. It is not a butterfly. I do sometimes forget that this balloon does take 2. It is not a flower. It's not a swan. All right, guys, what is it? It is a little... It is a dragonfly is the correct answer. Dragonfly is the correct answer. Who's the first person on my screen who said dragonfly? Keep the tricky ones coming. Give people lag a better chance. Yeah, I do like that. I do like that. Looks like the first person to say dragonfly on my screen was Javier. All right, we're going to go back to Blurt. One more round of Blurt. We still have about 20. We have a little less than 20 minutes in the game before I introduce the new Hall of Champions. Blurt is where I give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, the color of the sky on a clear day. The second definition, to blow out air from the nose and mouth in a violent way. Blue is correct. To blow out air from the nose and mouth in a violent way. Sneeze is correct. First person on my screen who said blue would be Luke the Duke. The first person who said sneeze would be Javier. No, Luke the Duke, you're right here. Javier, you're right here. We're going to do another round of Blurt, where I'll give you the definition for 2 words. First person to give me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a set of directions for preparing something to eat or drink. The second definition, an official in a prison who makes sure that certain laws are obeyed. Recipe is correct. For 1 point to Bronny for recipes. An official in a prison who makes sure that certain laws are obeyed. Warden is correct. Warden is correct. Barinator, 1 point for Warden. All right, guys, we're going to do another round of Battleship. Do not start yet. We're going to make this one a lot shorter, though. I'm going to give you guys a lot less time since there are many people playing, and it can eat up some time when I have to read so many guesses. So we're going to do a round of Battleship. Do not start until you guys hear the ding. Do not start until you guys hear the ding. How Battleship works, if you guys look below, you will see that there's a grid here. I have ships hidden on a 10 by 10 grid. The columns are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The rows are lettered A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. You must guess where I hid the ships. You could guess A1 or J10, for example. Thank you, Christina. Go ahead and begin. You are allowed as many guesses as you'd like. 1 guess per comment. Christina said, I like what you do. It's unique, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I almost forgot to start the time. You guys can get a little bit extra time there. That's okay. Bronny, have a good night. I do hope to see you again. I do hope to see you again. Oh. Done. We are done. All right, we're going to continue on with... Oops. Wrong button. I am going to now read the rule... guesses. Sorry, I'm getting a little tired, but we're going to continue on. All right. The first guess. E7, miss. A10, miss. E5, miss. B10, we have a hit. B10 is a hit. B10 is a hit. E6, miss. C10, hit and sunk. C10 is a hit and a sink. C10 is a hit and a sink. There's no extra points for sinking it, but I do let you know. Guys, I just realized I was not writing down the scores for that. Give me 1 second. 1 point for Javier. I forgot to write down the first point. Give me a second. I am so sorry. I forgot who got the first point. Let me go back and see. E7 was a miss. A10 was a miss. E5 was a miss. B10 would have been the point for Javier then. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. Continuing on. B9, miss. B10, hit, but it was already a hit. D10, hit, but it was already a hit. E7, miss. F3, miss. E10, miss. A5, hit, but it was already a hit. C10, hit, but it was already a hit. F10, miss. D5, hit, but it was already a hit. G10, miss. D5, hit, but it was already a hit. D9, miss. D3, hit, but it was already a hit. H10, H10, miss. I10, miss. D8, miss. J5, miss. J5 again, miss. J10, miss. B5, miss. AQ, invalid. E6, miss. I7, miss. A1, miss. A10, miss. Oh, I'm sorry. A1 was a hit, but it was already a hit. A10, miss. Last one, F2. Hit and sunk. What a great way to start and end that one. Who got F2? Luke Duke. You got F2. Let me go ahead and give you your point. I'm actually going to do that one in the with the lights on just so I can make sure. Okay, I was wondering if you had that slash or not. It was hard to tell. I have to figure out the right markers for that works with all of the lights here. So, like I said, we're always developing this stream. All right, guys, we are going to all right, guys, remember that this is the same throughout the entire stream, but in between streams, I do reset the Battleship. There's only 4 points left, so I'm not going to be doing another round because of the amount of time it takes and the lack of points that are available. Hey, Nick, welcome back. So I'm aware I do have to have a better way to show you guys. I know it's hard to see, so I'm just going to slowly zoom in and zoom out with it. We're not playing another round of Battleship this stream. All right, we are going to continue on. We're going to play another round of Blurt. Blurt is where I give you the definition for 2 words. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a game played with a bat and ball by 2 teams of 9 players each. The second definition, the joint at which the thigh and the lower leg come together. Baseball is correct. Knee is correct. First person to say baseball on my screen was Brawny. First person to say knee was Brawny again. 2 points for Brawny. 2 points for Brawny. Where are you down here? Brawny. Uh-oh, Brawny, you are catching up to Green-Eyed Jigs. I don't even know if Green-Eyed Jigs is still on here. Green-Eyed Jigs has 11 points. Brawny has 10 points. Brawny, you are catching up fast. Guys, we only have about 10 minutes or so left in the game, 15 minutes left in the stream. We're going to go ahead and keep playing. I thought he did. We're going to go ahead and play another round of Blurt, where I will give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person to get the correct word for either definition gets a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, the salted and smoked meat from the back and sides of a pig. The second definition, a military officer who ranks above a major and below a general. Jerky is incorrect. Pork is incorrect. Bacon is correct. 1 point to Javier for saying bacon first on my screen. A military officer who's ranked above a major and below a general. This is a very weird spelling for many people who are familiar with the word. A lot of people don't think it's spelled right. A little fun fact on how this word was spelled. When it was originally written and spelled, they wanted to deceptively spell it because the war was going on. The spelling and the pronunciation are very far apart on this word that means a military officer who ranks above a major and below a general. It is not sergeant. It is not deputy. It is not lieutenant. I do not see the correct answer. I'm going to put 10 seconds on the clock so we can keep going. And we're going to go ahead and call it there. Oh, I forgot to hit done. I'm going to actually type it in. It was Colonel. And here is how you spell it. It was Colonel. The question was a military officer who ranks above a major and below a general. This is actually not the question. Blurt is I give you guys the definition to a word. You guys have to tell me the correct word. So I will be adding trivia hopefully this week. I did get 5 other games to add that I'm going to probably start adding tomorrow or the day after. We're going to see. All right, we're going to move on. Nobody gets the point for Colonel, and that is how you spell it, though. The hint makes so much sense now, yes. You are not stupid, Nick. Most people, in fact, nobody got that one, and that is one of my least favorite words in the entire English dictionary. They spelt it weird like that because of the war that was going on when they came up with it. Hey, moving on. We're going to play another round of Blurt where I will give you the definition for 2 words, and the first person who tells me the word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The 2 points can be handed out. The first definition, a small clock that can be carried in a pocket or worn on the wrist. The second definition, a boy or man who has the same parents as another person. Watch is correct. 1 more point for Luke the Duke. I'm going to go ahead and give you your point, Luke the Duke. The amount of medicine... Oh, that's the wrong one. A boy or man who has the same parents as another person. Brother is correct. 1 more point for Luke the Duke. Moving on to another round of Blurt. So I will give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition. Something said or written in return to a question or statement. The second definition. The amount of medicine taken at one time. Answer is correct. Dosage. The correct answer was dose, but dosage is close enough, so I will give it to you. 2 points for Bronny. 2 points for Bronny. Uh-oh. Bronny. Just so you know, Green Eye Jigs is at 11, and you are at 12, which means you have currently overtaken first place and are on your way to entering the Hall of Champions. We're going to play another round of Blurt. This is where I will give you guys the definition for 2 words, and the first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, an animal that is very much like a frog. I can't believe this is the definition. The second definition, a large group of bees that moves together to find a new hive and start a new colony. Toad is correct. I will tell you in a second, Luke the Duke. Swarm is correct. 1 point for Luke the Duke, and 2 points for Luke the Duke. Actually, where are you, Luke the Duke? I will read the points. Javier has 26 points. Luke the Duke has 29 points. Luke the Duke, you currently hold the highest score of today's stream. And Bronny Lee, you currently hold the highest score for entering the Hall of Champions. We're going to play another round of Blurt. I'm going to give you guys the definition for 2 words. The first person to correctly tell me the word for either definition will get a point on the board. The first definition, small pinchers used for pulling or handling small objects. The second definition, something believed to be the spirit of a dead person. Tweezers is correct. Ghost is correct. Nick, I am sorry. Sometimes people's connections are laggier than others. I will have you know I will probably stream 1 more time tonight. an hour, a little bit more than an hour after I get off of this stream. I will probably stream one more time. Maybe there will be less people or your internet will be better and you can come back and hopefully have a better connection. The first person on my screen who said tweezers was Baronator, and the first person who said ghost was Javier. 1.4. Baronator. Oh, Baronator, you have 10 points. You're on your way. You're catching up to Bronny Lee, guys. This is going to go down to the wire. Bronny Lee got it. Ghost. Not on my screen. Not on my screen, guys. Bronny Lee did not get it. Baronator on my screen. Unless he said it way before. No, guys. On my screen, it was Javier. Remember, we are using my screen as the final decision making. Here it is. Javier with Ghost. Baronator, Ghost. Luke to Duke, Ghost. Bronny Lee got it. Ghost. Wait a minute. Where is Bronny Lee? Wait, where did... Oh, he used an emoji. Oh, okay. He did use an emoji. Okay, I'm going to... Okay, I do apologize. You know what? That is very hard for me to catch. I think for the rest of the stream, that is okay. I think moving forward, we're going to have to not accept emojis as answers because that is throwing me off because on my screen, that ghost is extremely small, and so I didn't even see. Your autocorrect did that. That is going to be a tough one. That is going to... Who did I give the point to? Javier. I'm going to take it away and give it to Bronny. That is going to be a tough decision. I think I will accept emojis, but I think overall we should really try not to use emojis moving forward. That is very hard for me to see on my screen. We are going to continue on because I know we are right down to the wire. But fair is fair. I was really surprised. See, I'm glad you guys showed the screen because I didn't even see Bronny's name. So that was good. I do like to keep it fair, guys. We're going to continue on with Blurt. The first person to tell me the correct word for either definition will get a point on the scoreboard. The first definition, a small amount of food eaten between regular meals. The second definition, a place where trials and other legal proceedings are held. Snack is correct. One more point for Bronny. Bronny, I do apologize about not seeing your emoji. I do try very hard to be fair. Luke to Duke on court. There is Luke to Duke. See, I'm so glad I can actually show you guys my screen now because we were able to figure that out together. So that is awesome. And yes, mistakes do happen, guys. So, that is good. Hold up, Bronny Lee. Hold up. Did I make another one? It was Snack and Court. Did I make another mistake? Oh, we can't hold up too much. All right. Wow, you asked a question. If you have, I'm going to move on to the next definition. The next two definitions of Blurt. The first definition, a tiny opening in the skin or another surface. The second definition, leather that is rubbed to make it look and feel soft and velvet. Wound is incorrect. A tiny opening in the skin or another surface. Oh, sweet is correct, if that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if it's not. Hey, Meg, welcome back. A tiny opening in the skin or another surface. Who said sweet? It would be Bronny. Oh, my, I messed that up. I have to rewrite these 5 real quick. I destroyed this marker. It is not whole. It is not cut. Oh, it is pour. Pores. Pour is correct. 1.4. Nick. Oh, Nick, is it your first time entering the scoreboard on the stream? I know you were on here earlier. Let me go ahead and add you. Welcome to the scoreboard. Nick, I'm pretty sure you were entered into the Hall of Fame the other day, but in case you weren't, I will check after the stream and you will be added to the Hall of Fame. If not, I'm pretty sure you were on it, though. Pretty sure you were on it. All right, guys, let me check how much time we are at with this stream. All right, guys, we have time for just one more. We're going even a few seconds over. First person to correctly guess what I'm making will get a point on the scoreboard. This is going to be, and it failed. I will still make it. I will give the opportunity for the one more point. Now we're really going over. That should have been a fast one. That should have been a fast one. Haha. Sword is already correct. You guys know it. This is one of the fastest things I can make. I'm going to see who said sword first on my screen. Luke to Duke with the sword. All right, guys, we have a few minutes left in the stream. I would like to stream one more time tonight. It'll be maybe about an hour and 10 minutes or so after this one is done. But for now, we are going to announce the winners of the stream, and the stream will be wrapped up. Luke Duke had the most points today with 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, followed by Javier, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26. Many people are going to be entered into the Hall of Fame today, and we have the winner of the stream. I would like to announce to you guys the new champion in the Hall of Champions would be Bronny Lee. Everybody, congratulations. This has been a great game night show. Bronny Lee, welcome. Welcome, Bronny Lee. That was a close one because Green-Eyed Jigs and Baronator really were closing in on you at the end. Congratulations, congratulations. Bronny Lee, you will see your name on the Hall of Champions the next time I stream. Congratulations and welcome to the Hall of Champions. And I do add one person to the Hall of Champions every single time I stream. We'll have you guys know the stream will end in a few minutes. We're at that part of the stream where I'm going to pop all of the balloons since I have to pop them anyway. Once I'm done popping, the stream will end. Congratulations, Bronny Lee. Congratulations, everybody who entered the Hall of Fame tonight. I will also... Yes, I think it's for you guys. I'll be doing one more stream tonight. One more stream tonight. I might be a little bit slower on that one as I'm a little tired. I just have a lot of fun and I really enjoy doing this stuff. I just try to stream a few times on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Friday to kick off the weekend. Saturday and Sunday to have a really good weekend or save a bad weekend for some people. And Monday, because it's usually the beginning of the week for many, many people who are either entering work for the first day off of break or school. A lot of people don't like Mondays, and we're going to try to change that. We got something to look forward to after that dreaded Monday. Bronny Lee asked when the next stream is. It's going to be about an hour and 10 minutes after the end of this stream. About an hour and 10 minutes. Currently, my time it is 10:20. I will be coming back at about 11:30. Within a few minutes of 11:30, I'll be doing one more stream tonight. Baronator says he'll be back. He's determined. Nick, thank you for the comment on the balloons. I can make a lot of balloons. I do enjoy it. I do try to learn new balloons every single week. I try every day. I don't always get to do it every day because sometimes I do have to set up more stuff for the stream to try to make it as fair as possible, because one of the challenges for this stream is try to make it as fair as possible, like setting up the screen and making sure I have systems in place. This is a good pastime. Awesome, Bronny Lee. I'm glad you like it, and welcome to the Hall of Champions. Every time you're on here, you and I'll be competing for the highest score. And, of course, you guys can just come in and have fun. You don't have to be competing. As long as you guys are having fun, that's what matters. But I know some people really like the competition, so I will always keep score. All right, guys, that concludes the second game night of tonight. I will be back in roughly 1 hour and 10 minutes, give or take a few minutes. I will be back. A little over 1 hour, and we will do the next stream. Bronny, next time you're here, you will see your name on the Hall of Champions.